Hello friend, I am Sayantani. Welcome to my class. Welcome to another video of Let's Learn Geography channel. In this video, I am going to discuss about coral reef, which is the most important topic in geography. Before going to discuss about my lessons, I would like to suggest you please subscribe my channel and share with your friends that we can connect more and more students in one session. So without any further delay, let's get started. First one is, what is coral? Then we will focus on coral reef. Basically, corals are very tiny organisms on the submarine features, and they play a very significant role for the development of coral reef at suitable depth. And when they formed due to the accumulation and deposition of skeleton of lime secreting organisms, which is known as polyps. And these polyps are basically calcareous types of rock, and which is made of skeleton of minute organism is called the coral polyps. Coral polyps are found in 25° north to 25° south. Basically, they are found in the tropical region. They have few features as follows. They are small organism which extract calcium from the sea to build up their skeleton to protect their body. Actually, in their outer layer, there are some to protect themselves. There are also 10 lakh species of coral polyps, but we can able to study only 10% of them, and they always try to build up their colonies, and they have tendency to live in a colonies. And submarine coral reefs are formed due to the one cells of polyps upon the another cells of polyps at the suitable depth in the submarine platform. And coral reefs are more diverse, that's why they are called the rainforest of sea. And this is the picture of the Great Barrier Reef, which is the most largest reef in the world. And also this is the picture of coral reef. You will understand that how they are formed. They are very tiny small organism, and they formed in colony, and they are found in the tropical region also. Now we will be focusing on the condition that need the growth of coral polyps, because there are the certain features, there are certain requirement to build up their colonies under the sea level. So coral polyps basically found in the tropical region, which is confined 25 to 30° north to 25° 30° south. And one of the most important features of the coral polyps are they cannot survive neither very hot temperature neither very cold temperature. The suitable temperature of for the growth of the coral polyps is 20° to 30°. Next one is depth of seawater. Sufficient depth is required for the growth of coral polyps. Sunlight decreases, as we do, with the increases of depth of seawater, and the 45 to 50 meter is the best location for the growth of coral polyps. And sunlight does not favor for the growth of coral polyps actually. Next one is turbidity of seawater. What is turbidity? First we should know. Do you know what is turbidity? Turbidity means the cloudiness of water that caused by presence of suspended material of inorganic origin. Due to the suspended material which is present in the water, it makes muddy, and turbidity means the cloudiness or the muddiness of water where the suspended materials exist. show the density of suspended material which determine the degree of turbidity of seawater, and there is a positive relationship between the high density and turbidity. If the density is very high, then the turbidity of water would be greater, and vice versa also be possible. And coral polyps require the clean sediment free water, that's why they cannot live in the turbidity of water, and turbidity of water does not favor for the growth of coral polyps. Next one is flux of water. As I said that the coral polyps need the sediment free water, but fresh water also injurious for the growth of coral polyps. Ocean salinity play a very important role for the growth of coral polyps, but very high proportion of salinity is injurious for the growth of coral polyps. Next one is ocean current. Ocean currents and sea waves are favorable as they provide their necessary foods. Next one is submarine platform. There should be extensive platform that they can be able to form their colonies, and it should have limitation. It should not be more than 50 fathoms, and 1 fathom is 60 meters, so 50 fathom is 300 feet. 300 feet is perfect for the growth of coral polyps. Beyond it is injurious for their colonies. Next, we will be talking about the coral ecology as well as the coral type. Coral ecology, you know the term of ecology. Coral ecology is the interaction between the coral animal and the physical environment. There are two different types of coral. One is the hermatite, one is the ahermatite. Hermatite means when the corals are live in isolation mode and they have solitary by habit, that is called the hermatite, and they found all over in the world because they live individually in the world. And as I said that they cannot neither found in the shallow region or the more depth region, but this hermatite, there is exception. The hermatite corals are found in the shallow to deep region everywhere, whereas hermatite is a coral which live in the group, and they are found in the tropical region also, and they do not exceed 80 meters. They are found less than 80 meter regions. Next, distributions. Before going to discuss about the distribution, I would like to suggest you to join our Telegram channel, that is Let's Learn Geography, where I share the PDFs and also the important notice regarding your subject, so you can join there. If you see this picture, one thing you would be noticed that every corals are live in patch form to build their colonies. They are found in the western side of the continent. They are found in the western side in the tropical region, and between 20 degree north to 20 degree south or extended to 30 degree, mainly they are found in the western part of the Indo-Pacific Oceans, and 50% of wild coral can be found in the West Pacific region, and 30% of coral are found in the Indian Ocean. Let's have a look that in Indian Oceans where the coral reefs or the coral polyps can be found. That is east of Kenya. Second one is around the Madagascar region. Third one is South Africa. Fourth one is Australia, Red Sea, Maldives, Lakshadweep in India, Andaman Nicobar in India. Pacific Oceans, the Philippines, offshore south coast of Japan, Polynesia, Micronesia, Queensland of Australia, where the Great Barrier Reef situated is. Next one is the Atlantic Sea. There are very small amount of coral that is found in the Atlantic Sea, but Caribbean Sea, east coast of Brazil are confined the coral polyps or the coral reef also. Now we'll be focusing on the coral reef. Coral reefs are classified into two ways. On the basis of geology, next one is on the basis of location. On the basis of location, one is the tropical coral reefs and the another is the marginal belt of coral reefs. On the basis of geology, which was recognized by the Charles Darwin, who was the famous for the survival of fittest, and he recognizes on the basis the coral reefs on the basis of geological structure, nature and shape. So he mainly recognized in the Pacific Oceans, and he declassified in the three way, that is the fringing reef, barrier reef and atoll. What is fringing reef? If you see this picture, coral reef developed along the continental margin along the island is called the fringing reef. If this is the land area, this is the sea area. In this region, the fringing reef are formed. The seaward side, this is the seaward side, is steep and the landward side is gentle. The upper surface is even and uneven and congruent. It is attached to the coastal land. This is the land area, and sometimes there is a gap between land and them. And lagoon is formed between land and reefs. In such lagoon is called the boat channel. If in case there is a gap between the land and the reef, that time boat channel formed. They are generally long and narrow in width. So if this is land, in this region fringing reef are formed. For example, Sakau Island, South Florida, Methia, these are the locations where the fringing reef found. Next one is barrier reef. Barrier reef, for using this term, one term that is hit our mind, that is the Great Barrier Reef, which is the largest reef in the world, that's located in the Queensland of Australia, western side of Queensland of Australia. So what is barrier reef? The largest coral reef of the coastal platform but parallel to them are called the barrier reef. So this is the land region, and this region where the barrier reef formed, and the average slope of the reef is 45 degrees. Some barrier have the varies 25 to 50, 15 to 25 also. They are very extensive shallow lagoon when between the coastal land and the barrier reef, and the barrier reefs are formed in continuous way. Great Barrier Reefs, which is parallel to the east coast of Australia, that is the perfect example. This is the Great Barrier Reef. Great Barrier Reef in Australia. Next one is atoll. A ring narrow growing coral of horseshoe shaped on the ground with the palm trees is called the atoll. They are generally found in the island or elliptical form of the submarine platform. If you see this picture, they are atoll. They are found in the narrow growing coral, and there is a lagoon in the middle. If you see this is the lagoon, and the depth between lagoon varies from the 40 to 70 fathoms, and these atoll are three types. There is true atoll, island atoll and the coral atoll. True atoll is which is circular reef enclosing the shallow lagoon without island is called the true atoll. Island atoll having the island in the central part, and and Island does not have the beginning. Coral Island does not have any island in beginning, but due to the deposition and the erosional by marine waves, they formed Coral Island. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button and share with your friends that it can be reached all the student and we can connect so many people.